gamers, and welcome to episode 367 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for April 2nd, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
Man, I mean, we got it's been a hell of a week, man. I mean, you know the big news this week. The big news was that let's just get out the way. Let's get this news out the way. The Washington Wizards are eliminated from the playoffs. And I know that
I can't believe that would happen.
Everybody, I know people were just upset. I know I cried.
People crying in the streets.
Many times after I heard the news. I just couldn't sleep. I was like, God damn it.
Oh no.
I thought we could do it. I thought this was the year.
This was the time.
And they are officially eliminated. Though they did win last night as of this date. They beat the Mavericks, which is funny. That's the team they did the big trade with. We got Porzingis because it seemed like Porzingis wasn't fitting well with their team and other stuff happening apparently. And we gave them two players. Dinwiddie also, who seemed like he was having trouble with us, and Bertans. Bertans, I don't know if there's a problem, but he did mention saying like it was a lot of egos on the team this year. Like everybody was complaining about playing time. So now it's like both teams, those players were playing against their former teams. But the Wizards, not only did it beat Dallas is like, they got like maybe possibly the MVP. Like he's on the MVP. Like he's up there. But I don't know if he's going to win. Luka Doncic. But they blew him out. I mean, they blew Dallas out. Like I thought we would lose, of course, because Dallas is like, they're fighting for like a number 3 seed or maybe 2 seed. Who knows? But we beat them almost. I forgot what the end score was. But I know at one point we was up by 34 points, man. Like they never led the game. They never led. And I was like, Jesus, man, I guess this is going to be our championship. This is going to be it. Like beating this team. Cause I was like, I know Porzingis is probably happy. I mean, he even said it at the end, like say, hey, it was emotions with this game, playing a former team and everything. Yeah. But everybody at the end, they shook hands and stuff. Like, I mean, cause you still know guys on the team and shit, Right. Cause sometimes I think with people, it's like, it's not that they don't like each other. Maybe, you can't work well with somebody, but you don't dislike them. You just don't have that chemistry working together. So you it's like you don't hate them. It's just a hate, man. It's not working here. So people, I was like, there was no, but there was a little chippiness during the game because there was some texts given mostly on Dallas. Dallas just seemed like they were off. I think it's just like a bad game for them. Because, I mean, they're a better team than us. It's like, there's no way we should have blew them out like that. And then we're out. Look, we're out our best players. Like, Bill's been out for a while. And Kuzma, he was picking up the slack. He was out. I mean, Porzingis is basically the best player. He only played about, 10 games maybe with us? Maybe less than that. I'm not even sure. So, yeah, it was a good day. KCP had a big game for us. He used to be with the Lakers. He was with that trade with the Lakers that came to us. But yeah, so the Wizards, they're out. They're especially done. So now I'm just basically just watching maybe some of these last few games I'll just watch. And then I move on to my loser Orioles, I guess, because they're about to start next week. And I want to see how they do. Well, I don't know. Is it opening? Are their first game home? I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's home or away is opening day for them. But I do want to see them play on that new field. I mean, same field, but it's altered field, I should say. Since they moved back left field in Camden Yards. It looks a little different. And I'm curious how that is like them playing during the season. And I don't know I wonder if 2K did they update, did they put in that?
Guess we'll find out next week.
Or at least did they put it, at least like they will update, future update.
Yeah.
The game comes out next week?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. You can't wait. All right. So, what else we got? Oh, you got any other news you want to talk about, Dan? I mean, I'm going to talk about it, but anything else before I get to this?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. The slap around the world. Everybody heard around the world, of course. Will Smith slapping Chris Tucker. And I just said the wrong name. Chris Rock. He should have slapped Chris Tucker. Sorry, but
That'd be the most relevant Chris Tucker has been in numerous years.
Yeah. He slapped Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars. That was funny. Overall, I think it's pretty funny for me. But I'm definitely on the camp of. I mean, it's funny. I didn't think I had to be in the camp. I felt like everybody should be like, look, Will Smith should not have gone up there and slap him. I mean,
slapping people is wrong.
I'm just saying this. You can't argue. I saw you can't argue against it. Now, if you want to argue that Chris Rock, what he said about Jada, like how that was either some people say sexist, some people say offensive. Some people want to say it's a disability. Alopecia. Yeah. I'm not going to argue that. Look, y'all, I'll let y'all deal with that. But I'm just going to say this though. That slap supersedes all that shit because you don't just get up there and hit somebody. You don't get to assault somebody for it. Like it's a joke. And thing is,
Will's in the wrong no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, you can't say Will's right. Now you can say that you don't like what Chris Tucker said. That's fine, but you can't say Will's right. And I'm sorry. Hey, look, it could have been the talk. Chris Tucker. I said Chris.
I was gonna say if Chris Tucker does not get like a skit on SNL of him getting slapped by somebody, they have lost some money here.
Like I'll still argue for Chris Rock. I just say like it's a lame joke. I'll say even though what we talked about, somebody mentioned how it may be layers to that joke because of
Demi Moore and being with Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher, young, and then the things with Jada and August. What's his name? Augustus or August?
I think it's August. Yeah.
Okay.
August something.
And like he was young, so
like he was Jaden's friend. He was like 23.
Yeah. So I mean,
which is legal.
It could be layers.
Also,
come on, you kind of it's as a celeb, you know it's coming. Like what? Vegas, we always do it with celebrities, don't we? We always make fun of him when these situations happen.
I mean, that's what Oscar hosting is, right? It's just like coming out and roasting celebrities.
Celebrities, yes.
I just assume that's what it always was.
Now, some people think because he attacked her for her condition, alopecia, which he said he didn't know. I totally forgot. I remember seeing something about it, but I totally forgot about that she had that because I was still, when I was looking at the haircut, I was just still thinking like, I mean, she looked fine bald. I mean, it's not like it's like a bad thing. I mean, I understand if you had hair. No, I totally understand. Like you had hair most of your life and everything, and you lose it. God, Aaron, I can't even imagine. I mean, I only lost a little bit so far. I was gonna say I
don't have to imagine Dominic.
Yeah, you don't have to imagine. He did. I believe he didn't know because I don't think it's not just a known quantity just for everybody to know that. Yeah. But I still don't think it's a big deal either, honestly. Now, some people say, I know some people want to look at it from their point of view, but I just say, as a celebrity, it seems like you should be able to take some things in, man, or cope with it. Definitely not what Will Smith did, though. Going up and hit. And which I think is more of, he wasn't defending his wife. I think it's more his manhood.
Absolutely. That's got nothing to do. Like, blaming Jada for it is just stupid. That was all him.
No, yeah. I have a feeling that she was like, I want you to go smack him. Like, I mean, not that she said it. I try to think in her head. Did she like be like, yeah, he should have went up there and smacked him? I don't think she probably wanted that. I mean, it's like some things you want and just like, I'm not going to go through it. It's not worth it. Like that was, Will Smith just had a lot of pent up stuff in him.
Oh yeah. That's exactly like we were talking about before we started recording. It very much feels like Will finally coming to his breaking point after having had years now of people making fun of him. I mean, just look at the internet. I mean, even now there's even more memes of him because of this, but even before that, it was always crying face Will meme now. Ever since that that episode of Red Table.
Yeah, that meme. Yeah, I always see that meme. Yeah, it's like, yeah, people use it. I mean, yeah, it sucks. And I understand it. I mean, I understand it. Like, you know, like the situation where things pinned up and you just let out at an irrational time. But, you know,
I mean, you could maybe even say it's like a mix of those emotions plus like the idea that this could be the biggest night of your life, and he cracked.
Yeah, exactly. So it sucks. I mean, it sucked all around. But I don't know. I don't want to see it bigger than what it like. When like people make it bigger than what it is. Some people are trying to bring in like was just like egregious, like it was, but to a point of like I don't know. They say it like it's almost disrespectful to women. I didn't understand that. I think that's a small population. I think most people are saying, hey, it's okay to defend. If they on Will Smith's side, they're saying it's okay to defend him. Or they say like what Chris Rock did was just like so offensive what he said. Where I don't think it is that offensive. Like I think it's more of between him and Jada, like how much offense she felt with it. And maybe she can express it, but then again, that's like you said, is roasting. I don't know. It just doesn't seem it should be that big a deal. The big deal is that he smacked him, and it shouldn't have gotten that far.
Yeah, because it's like I told you, I feel like had that joke happened and nothing came of it, as far as like, oh, I'll just laugh, or even if you just cut to Will and Jada just sitting there plain faced, not happy with it, we would not be talking about this in the way that we are right now.
No, nah.
Because it's just another one of those jokes that, and there have been ones in the past that I think like Ricky Gervais or somebody said, and for like a week or something, people talked about it just because it was like, oh, that was in bad taste. But that was it. I feel like this is going to hang over his head for quite a while.
And I think there's going to be repercussions on people in jokes, saying jokes too. Like now they're going to...
Just as far as like pulling back on that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it seems like that's what it is. Because now they're saying like, yeah, we got to take an account of people's feelings. They're not really taking account of people's feelings, just so people won't get outraged. I mean, like the internet or something, or anything to be outraged. Like, hey, let's keep it cleaner, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say with the jokes, like you say with the joke not being known, because there's a lot of jokes that fall flat. I've heard in these things, and like, or they just come off like, this is dumb. But like you say, you move on. You move on it, and nobody would have really kept thinking about that. In fact, no, it's gonna be a few. A few people will be like, oh man, he talked about her being bald and she got alopecia or something like that. But most people don't watch the Oscars, so I don't think it would have, unless it had to be somebody who made a huge deal about it, which I don't think it would have got that big. Definitely wouldn't get as big as now. All right, moving on from that. So now I get down to football news. So anything football? Oh yes, Buccaneers got a new head coach. Todd Bowles is the head coach. Arians is now in the front office, so he moved up to the front office now, and it's kind of weird. I still don't know like the full story behind all this, but it does seem a little suspicious. Like with them, we're not having enough black coaches. That's been the complaint, and that's what the lawsuit with one of the coaches in the league. But it'll be like his lawsuit is based on like what why he got let go and all that. But still, that's the big complaint out of black coaches. And now we got Arians, who he's been good. He won a Super Bowl 2 years ago. They won the division last year. I mean, they lost, but oh well. I mean, they had a good year. And then Tom Brady just coming back. It's like, why would you leave? But he's going to the front office, and now they're moving Todd Bowles in. I don't know. Is it a coincidence that this all happened, or what? It's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy though. I'm happy Todd Bowles is head coach. I mean, fine but it is a little suspicious of like how it happened. Is it? Some people start putting it like, did Arians have a problem with Tom Brady or vice versa or something? And the people just like Arians, so they're going to keep him with the team still. But I don't know. I just have a feeling that it's nothing personal with Tom Brady, though. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Arians dislike him, but I have no idea. But I never got the impression, unless somebody got some proof or something, like showing like they got the impression that's what it is, then fine. But yeah, it's just weird how this all took place, like how it took place. But hey, Todd Bowles, so we got, what, 2 black coaches?
I was going to say, is it 2 now?
like head coach. As far as head coaches, I'm trying to think. Is there a third black head coach somewhere? If there is, I'm sorry that I don't remember. But yeah. Okay. So there you go. All right. So what else I have? What else is going on? Baseball. I already talked about that. It's coming up next week, and it's probably other shit to talk about, but I just don't care. So what you got, Dan? I know wrestling had WrestleMania this weekend.
Yeah, so that's coming up. I don't know that there's really much to talk about.
I'm sorry, Daniel. Oh,
what's up?
Yes, March Madness. What the fuck? All right. So
man.
You got the Final Four happening. Well, by the time you hear this, everything's done. So I predict that blank will win, and hopefully I am right as I edit in the right team so I can say I knew it.
Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. So it's the Final Four is Duke versus North Carolina. I mean, if there was a possible way
Classic.
for both teams to lose,
Sinkhole Dominic.
I mean,
Sinkhole opens
I just
up
hope, you know what? I hope
stadium.
this game just go on forever. Like, because they just keep going to infinite overtime. That it just never gets resolved. And they be stuck in like it's some time warp. And we just gotta say, oh man, we just ain't gonna get champion this year because they just won't finish the game. But that'll keep Coach K coaching forever. But anyway, I'm somewhat rooting for Coach K because I have personal reasons behind North Carolina now. I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm kind of rooting for Coach K. It's not going to be a big deal if North Carolina does win, but I definitely don't want neither team to win the championship. I know that. I don't want them neither win to play championship. The other side is, I totally forgot. Kansas versus Villanova. Bam, there you go. And it doesn't matter for me who goes from those two teams. I mean, hopefully one of those teams will win the championship. And actually, I'm going to say who won the championship anyway. Blank did win the championship, and I thought they would, even though I didn't want them, or I did want them to. so there you go. All right. Final Four in girls. I think they already played their semifinals, I believe. It was UConn is playing against South Carolina. South Carolina has the best record, I believe, in the whole girls NCAA. UConn was a number 2 seed, but UConn has that girl, Becky Lynch. I'm saying Becky Lynch. Isn't that the wrestler?
Yes.
So, okay. The girl, I think her name is Becky or something. Or
okay.
Let me look it up. Let's put UConn woman. She should be like one of the first people I see. She's like the best player. Paige Becker. Buchers? Or is it Beckers? But it's Paige. It's Paige Beckers. It's Buecker. I guess I don't know the use Sonics. I never heard it like Buchers. I always said Beckers.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paige, she's good, man. She's like really good. But I don't want UConn to win because we saw them win a bunch of times because they always seem to have won
right.
a lot in these last few years. So I was kind of rooting for them to lose the last round, which it was close. Oh my God, it went to overtime. I forgot who they even beat. Was it NC State? I think it was NC State. And I was just like, damn, NC State could have did it. Oh well. But yeah, it's good. Hopefully it's a good game. This should be a good match. And I'm rooting for South Carolina to win it. Because like I said, Staley, the coach of South Carolina, I had a crush on her back in the mid-90s when she used to play for the U.S. basketball team in the Olympics. All right.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, any wrestling news?
Yeah. I mean, WrestleMania, big, of course. But actually, I was telling you earlier, because of WrestleMania, you kind of have all your wrestling companies putting on shows in the same area so that all the fans that are traveling from out of state, out of country can also attend those and get you some money there. So Ring of Honor, which was recently purchased by AEW owner Tony Khan, had their show last night, and it's kind of like their big return show after taking a long hiatus and then being purchased. And it ended up kind of being like a Ring of Honor versus AEW talent, because Tony Khan added a lot of his guys to the show, and the majority of them, if not all of them, actually won. So like FTR, they're a tag team on AEW. They actually have the Ring of Honor titles now. Wheeler Yuta, one of the young and up and comers, has the TV title for Ring of Honor now. And Jonathan Gresham won the undisputed Ring of Honor title, because the last show they did, which was actually here in Baltimore over at UMBC, the actual champion was unable to compete because of COVID reasons. So they did like an interim championship with the old title belt for Ring of Honor, and he had won it there. So they had him versus Bandito, who was the proper Ring of Honor champion. They had a match, and Jonathan Gresham won. The big thing to come out of that, though, was Jay Lethal, who is now on AEW and was a huge part of Ring of Honor for quite a while, came out and kind of attacked him. And to kind of even the odds, Samoa Joe returned to Ring of Honor, and it has been confirmed that he is also now AEW, so he's going to be around, and that's awesome, because, you know, he got fired by WWE and then brought back in seemingly by Triple H to NXT, won the championship, and then had to forfeit the championship due to, I don't remember if it was COVID-related reasons. I think it was. I think he tested positive shortly after he had won that. And then that's also when they started doing the switch over to NXT 2.0, so there wasn't really a spot for him, and they eventually fired him a second time in the same year. And now he is back, and I am very happy about that. The unfortunate thing is, it seems like, at least based on his time at WWE, he was unfortunately a little injury prone. There were a lot of times, you know, it seemed like they were going to do something with him and he got hurt. And that's one thing that just does not fly well in WWE. I mean, we saw it with a guy like Finn Balor, who they brought in, was huge in NXT, came in on like his first night on the main roster, beat Roman Reigns at a time when Roman Reigns wasn't really losing, and eventually went on to become the first Universal Champion. But he got injured in that match and forfeited the title the next night. And then immediately they just have not really ever gotten back on board with giving him anything of any real substance. Like, he's currently the United States champion, doesn't have a match on WrestleMania, not even on the pre-show, and was involved in the Andre the Giant Battle Royale, which isn't even on WrestleMania anymore, and was instead relegated to WrestleMania SmackDown, which is what they called SmackDown last night. So that's just kind of the way it is with that. But to jump to WrestleMania, I guess the biggest thing is that Stone Cold is going to be involved in some way, shape, or form with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was basically provoking him by shit-talking Texas for the past like month or two. There was a lot of speculation that there was going to be a match, that Stone Cold was going to come out of retirement to have a match after like 19 years. And now it's being presented as the Kevin Owens show, which is like his in television reality, or not reality show, talk show kind of thing. Same way Miz has Miz TV, just a way to get like a talking head segment thing. But we all know that's going to at least lead to him stunning Kevin Owens, and you know, who knows if he's going to get involved more. And I guess the other big one is Seth Rollins has a match at WrestleMania. We don't know who it's going to be against. The speculation, of course, is that it's going to be Cody Rhodes now that he has left AEW. There's been a lot of talk about him coming into WWE for a big contract, and there have been teases, like they've said words related to Cody Rhodes over these past couple of weeks, but they've never said explicitly that it's going to be him. But I guess we're going to find out probably tonight. I don't remember if that's been announced, whether it's part of WrestleMania Night 1 or WrestleMania Night 2. But we shall see. There's some decent matches that I'm looking forward to. I mean, like Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair, I'm excited for. I believe that happens tonight. And honestly, off the top of my head, that's kind of really the only one. I guess you have Charlotte versus Ronda. That's fine. But also, I think that's tonight, too.
You said like Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, Ronda Rousey's back now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she's fighting Charlotte Flair. And then tomorrow night you have.
But she said
Brock
that she retired those years ago.
She retired, had her baby, and now she's back.
Oh.
And back out of retirement. Yeah, and then tomorrow night the biggest thing is, of course, Roman versus Brock, title versus title. It seems like kind of a given that it's going to be Roman that wins that, but at the same time, there's the Brock Lesnar factor, which is he's Brock Lesnar. WWE loves him. Vince loves him. And he's actually, I don't want to say actually, he's always kind of over, but right now he's very over as a face with the crowd. You know, people are loving his fucking backwoodsy, bearded with a ponytail Brock right now. So they could very well do that. I think the speculation, though, is Roman wins, possibly even carries both of these titles all the way until next year's WrestleMania, where they're going to be in LA, and WWE is very much in the hopes that they can get The Rock to come back and have a match with Roman Reigns. So I don't know. We shall see there, but yeah, I mean, it's an exciting wrestling weekend, and AEW is still doing some pretty good stuff, and especially now they're bringing in Samoa Joe. Toni Storm also, she's a woman that had been released by WWE, I think around December. AEW just brought her in for the Owen Hart tournament. They're doing like an Owen Hart themed tournament, kind of a memorial tournament kind of thing, for the women and the men as well. But they brought her in as like a surprise entrant in that tournament. So yeah, wrestling. It's all right now, Dominic.
All right, cool. All right, so wait a minute. Are you watching it? Like, you got the pay-per-view?
I mean, it's on the Peacock.
Oh, it's on Peacock. Oh, okay.
Yeah, all
shit.
the WWE stuff's still on Peacock because they got rid of the WWE network when they signed that deal with them, and now it's just a part of that.
I need to like, you can watch it on free Peacock, or you have to get the subscription.
The subscription.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
can
Peacock?
do it on the commercial one that's like $4.99. I think that's what we pay for, because during like the pay-per-views, they aren't really adding any commercials that aren't already there. So.
Oh, okay. So you got to give me your password.
Okay.
All right. So give everybody your password. Just say it on the podcast.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Password.
All right. So I guess we go on to what we've been watching. So we'll save one of these because we watched both of them. We watched it. So I guess only one who watched something else. Atlanta has been on. It's been on for 3 episodes now.
Oh, wow. It's been back.
I've watched all of them. It comes on Fridays. I watched the one for Friday like this morning. Mm-hmm. And it's been good so far. I mean, I liked it. The first one was really good. It had nothing to do with the characters. It was actually a story of an old story that happened in the news. I'm not going to spoil it, but that was pretty funny. And so far, like, now they're in Europe because they're doing a tour. Paperboy, the rappers, trying to do a tour in Europe. So they're out there, and it's pretty good. I mean, it deals with a lot of shit, and yeah, I mean, it's still funny. Like, I still like the show, and I don't know, because I think when season 2 ended, I remember hearing rumors like the next season is gonna be the last season. I don't know if that's still the case, honestly. I'll just wait till the end of the season, and I'll go look up some news or something. And the season, that's it. But yeah, I mean, so far I liked every episode. It's been pretty funny. Now I guess we talk about the big one, Moon Knight with Oscar Wilde as the actor, the author. It's okay. Oscar Isaac as the Moon Knight. I liked it. I liked the first episode. Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. It's another kind of Marvel first episode set dressing one though. Like you get a little bit of what this character is. You see kind of the different personalities and stuff. Well, you don't see them necessarily, but they explore the different personalities a little bit. They introduce the villain, but you really don't see Moon Knight until the very end. Yeah.
All right. So is Oscar Isaac that's not his real accent, is it?
No. That British accent is not his real accent.
Okay.
No. Yeah. In fact, people were very unhappy about it initially when they saw it in the trailers because
it's funny. A lot of people be unhappy with a lot of actors saying, "Oh, that British accent is horrible." Like they said, Don Cheadle's was horrible. I don't hear the difference between them and other black British, honestly. But I'm not British, so I just they don't. And it all just sounds. Y'all sound weird to me. So that because when I first time ever in my life when I saw black Brits talking, I thought they were faking. I said, "What? Why are they talking like this?" And then my dad was like, "They're from England. It's like that's how they talk." I said, "What? You talk like that too?" I thought just only white people talk like that. I said, I didn't know. I didn't know that you could have an accent like that. Yeah, I'm curious. Always curious when I hear accent because I can never tell if it's bad.
Yeah.
But if someone says like, "Oh, that's bad," I say, "Oh, okay." I said, "Well, I guess I'm supposed to hate it too." It's wrong. It's wrong.
I'll take your word for it. You're actually British.
But yeah. So you said people were complaining about it.
People were complaining about it off the trailer. I think there's been less complaints about it now in the show. Like you said, I think it's perfectly fine. It's serviceable. It's not bringing me out of the show because I'm like, that's not what a British person sounds like. I'm like, righto, bruv, governor.
Yeah.
Tip, tip, chiroo. I don't know. Chim, chimney, chim chiroo. Yeah. So yeah, I really enjoyed the episode. Yeah, I liked what they did, kind of teasing the Mark Spector aspect of him, like actually being a like prolific martial artist or some kind of combat fighter, and him just like dipping out as you see him, just lose consciousness seemingly, and the other personality taking over the body. And then dealing with these, enemies that he's fighting or whatever. Yeah,
I knew nothing about Moon Knight. I knew nothing about them. I played as Moon Knight in the Marvel's Universe game. I forgot what it was.
Okay. I was gonna say the Lego Marvel game.
Something. Yeah. Like I think he was one of those characters. What's it called? The one with all the Marvel characters, isometric. It came on.
The Ultimate Alliance.
Ultimate Alliance, yeah. I think Moon Knight was in there. I think I played with him, but other than that, I did not know anything about this dude, like whatsoever. Yeah. So all of this is new to me. So I can't even compare it to like the comics or anything. So I was like, hey, this is all good. I'm just gonna watch this and whatever.
Yeah, same. I mean, I know the general, kind of thing behind him is basically he's a guy that has multiple personalities, and then he's also like related to like the Egyptian gods or something like that, almost in like a Shazam Black Adam sort of way, I guess. But that's kind of the extent of it. Yeah, I don't really know much more than that, and how he could then interact with other characters in the MCU if they go in that direction. I think I'm just familiar with, like, I think my first introduction to him was like Marvel trading cards or whatever. I was like, oh, this guy kind of looks cool. And I've seen him hanging out with Spider-Man before.
Yeah. And also I saw the preview for, was it Miss Marvel or Marvel, whatever?
Yeah, that came out a little bit ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot that it was going to be a Disney Plus thing. I thought it was a movie. And
yeah, they're doing the Disney Plus thing for her, and then they're doing the Marvels movie, which is like Captain Marvel 2, but she's going to be in it, and so is Photon from WandaVision.
It's also interesting how they do her powers. In this, I mean that it could be what the powers are now, because
No, not yet. People are concerned that they're gonna make her powers in the comics more like that because of reasons. There's been speculation
because of Fantastic Four.
So yeah, there's like speculation around why they changed her powers to be more like a Green Lantern type thing. And part of it is like the similarities between her and Reed Richards.
Yeah.
And then like my take is that it's probably just because it's cheaper to make good looking, weird projection looking stuff than it is to try and blow up her hands and embiggen them. You know what I mean?
They did it on Flash and they were cheap as shit with Plastic Man.
Oh, okay.
Or Elongated Man, I think they called him. Elongated Man.
Gotcha. Yes, it might be a combination of the two.
Okay, like years ago, I would have been okay. Like I would have said, "Yeah, change it," because you already got somebody who stretches. Why would Why not? Why'd you do that? But now I don't mind a change. But if they would have kept it like, because some people just have the same powers in the comic books. Some people powers are just the same.
I mean, you got the Ant-Man and the Wasp. Come on.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of together. That's the thing. That's the only reason that's okay, because they're kind of interchangeable. I mean, they together, like they came up together. While her and Reed Richards, it was more she's taking place of like Miss Marvel or something. So it was like, yeah. But still, I'm just saying that in the comic book world, there's some people who have powers because like there's other speedsters, but they're not like the Flash. They're fast, but they're not the Flash. Or in Marvel, there's other people who are super fast, not just Quicksilver. There's other people who can do teleportation. There's quite a few people who do that, and you got psychics got all kinds of shit powers. So it's just all about who's stronger, who's the strongest psychic. Yeah. So I mean, it could be that she has the elongated powers and shit. She can stretch and everything, and it's just that she got similar powers to Reed Richards, but she just doesn't. She does use it differently. Or something like that. Or she's just a different person, really. She just got the same powers. But I understand, because I guess in the movie world, comic book world, you can get away with that. In the movie world, even though I think you still can, but it's simpler. It's simpler to have something like, hey, these guys just have the same power.
I just hope that maybe like if what they're waiting for is like until Reed Richards debuts and then you get that maybe at some point after that she can get her comic accurate powers. Now that they've introduced those kind of powers and they're like, oh wow, it's fancy for Reed Richards. You can do that.
But I just want to know with like I did see one part where her hand got big, but it was just like she was making a big hand. What was it? Yeah,
it was like a projection, like a Green Lantern ring kind of thing. Because she's got bracelets that are her power source.
Oh, so like. Okay. Because when I saw the preview, I was looking at it through like a small window, man. Like it wasn't big enough, so I was very confused of what the powers should use. I was like, this doesn't look like just regular stretch powers. That's the thing. So I was like, oh, they're not going to say. I wonder if they're going to go through that or not. I didn't read anything on this, so I was like, I'm just going to watch it when it comes on. But yeah, so I mean, that's cool that that's happening. Yeah, but back to Moon Knight. Yes, Moon Knight is the first one really. And it really kicks off the story, and I'm curious to see where it goes. You say it's multiple personalities, so he has like how many personalities?
I think there are 3 at least that we might see in the show, because there's the main character that he was through most of the episode. I can't remember his name for some reason. Then there's Mark Spector, who is the more like combat focused and able to do this stuff. He's the one that I guess set up the date with the tour guide. Yeah. And the one that you hear the voice, because I'm about to say he ain't sound like the same voice as the other one. Okay. And then there's also another one that I don't think I know the name of, but he also has like a different Moon Knight costume too, because there's like a more modern Moon Knight that dresses like basically in a suit, but it's like an all white suit.
I saw that isn't it in the trailer or something? Not the trailer.
There's been promotional
the
art out there showing that one as well. Yeah. So yeah, it definitely could be very interesting, and whatever Ethan Hawke is doing with his weird like cult leader character. I'm interested to see where that goes too.
Fuck is Ethan Hawke? Ethan Hawke is in this movie?
Yeah, he's the one with the long hair, judging people.
Oh, he's old.
He's getting there.
I know that guy looked familiar.
Yep. It's been a long time since Training Day, Dom.
That's what to say. Training Day, he was a young dude.
He was.
He was a rookie.
Even then, he was probably like 40 years old. But yeah.
All right. So I guess we get into what we were playing. So you go ahead.
I was going to say, I can kick it off.
Yeah.
Just playing more Tunic. I'm still quite enjoying that game, but I am struggling a little bit. Initially, like coming off of the bit that I had played and then coming back to it, I was having trouble just like finding what the next thing was to do. Some of the paths aren't explicitly clear about you being able to like go down them. And I think part of that is to kind of obscure other paths that, like I mentioned last week, you might like finish a boss and then you come around and you're like, oh shit, that path was here the entire time. I could have just skipped that. And had I known it was there, and it's just kind of like off in this corner. But some of the like main paths I feel like maybe aren't as laid out as they could be to get you moving along. And then the combat, I'm just having trouble with that because I want to be aggressive and I want to play it like a Zelda game where like I can just get up there and slash until they're dead. But really it's not a Dark Souls game, but it's more deliberate in its combat than a Zelda kind of hack and slashy adventure.
Yeah.
And right now I'm finding myself overwhelmed with the number of enemies that I'm dealing with, and I guess the level of power that they can, or the level of energy they can take away from me in a single hit. Like I'm fighting these alligator things, and so far whenever I encounter them, there's at least like 2 of them around me. And then there's also these little drone guys that are shooting ice at me that freeze me, so it just screws me up completely. But yeah, I'm getting on my way now. I finally figured out where I was supposed to go, and now it's just a matter of the enemies blocking me. And there are moments where you can just kind of run past them. I don't know that you're really getting anything from killing them anyway, outside of these gold little bits that I think are the money equivalent, and you can buy bombs and things of that nature. But I don't know if you're not really engaging in the combat that much, if you even really need more bombs or anything like that. So I might try and take a more stealthy approach and see if I can avoid some of the combat encounters that I'm having trouble with. Because you may see it in the video I recorded some more, that the first set of alligators I kind of just like figure out eventually. Maybe I skirt by them, but then the second one I'm like, oh fuck, I'm just in it with them. But yeah, it's still the same game, cutesy. Love the art style of it. Love the feel of it. It's just actually engaging in the combat that I'm having a little difficulty with, because the feel of it is very much like one of those games, like a Zelda style game, but then the actual act of fighting the enemies is maybe a little more difficult than that. So yeah, I'm liking it still.
So the game I played is Ghostwire Tokyo. It released last week, and I was able to play it. And this game is so far is boring.
Oh,
it's not what I thought. I thought it was more of like an action kind of suspenseful game. It's not a lot of action, really. I mean, it's a little suspense. Like, it's an open world. It's a lot of collectibles. Only like one side mission, maybe 2 of them. Well, actually 2 side missions were pretty good. The other ones felt like really tedious, and I mean, it was nothing special about them. Like, it felt like a waste of time to do it. The only reason, well, not really a waste, because you get some type of XP from it, but it just wasn't really interesting. Like, I just said whatever. The story's, I guess, is okay. That's probably what's keeping me going, just to see what happens. But it's not really grabbing me, really. Thing is, I think just like there is some joy like in getting the collectibles. I mean, not because of the game, that's just because of how it's something about the game. Like some games that even the collectibles are stupid, I like getting them for some reason. Like the way you suck up souls, it just somehow it just clicks. Like, hey, I just like doing it, and it's nothing special about it. Like I wouldn't recommend. Is that all
the weird hand motiony stuff, or is that?
No, that's just a simple of like, hey, you collect these spirits because you collect these spirits, then you transfer them to a telephone, which sends them back to their bodies. For something, because something happened in the city where everybody's soul has been taken or something, and they're just kind of
like raptured or something.
What'd you say?
They've been like raptured or something.
Yeah, basically. Something like that. And now you have a soul that's in you that's helping you to get them. And I mean, the story kind of just went over my head so far. But I'm still near the beginning. But it comes to this, like, open world, you get to a certain point where there's a lot of fog. Fog hurts you. So you have to find a place to cleanse it so you can open up an area. I mean, it's like a normal open world game that's in the first person view. You know, I mean, like Far Cry, I guess, or something like that. I do like that it's a lot of verticality in the game, but
oh really?
Huh. Yeah, you go up buildings and stuff like that, but it's just nothing special has happened yet. Let's say it happens later on. So far, I'm not seeing like anything really exciting. Like you just shoot up like these things. I forgot what they call them, but you just grab onto them. You can grapple onto them and you can get up high. Like that's all they're there for, really, is to grapple. They don't do anything else.
Okay.
And some type of spirit. Is like the battle system is just so simple so far. Like I know I haven't unlocked all the powers, but I'm thinking like, am I going to need to keep using different ones? Maybe it's something that's kill them quicker because it just seems really easy so far. So far, I have not had any trouble. Before I even had cheats, I ended up putting cheats on just because I was like, I want to hurry up and get through this game now because it's not that fun, honestly. But so far, I haven't really had any trouble with the battles, like blocking, like you could time your blocks and everything. Yeah, nothing outrageous. Like I haven't got to trouble like it's been super outrageous or anything. Yeah, it's just maybe something happens later on, but I'm not feeling it now. Like it's not looking that cool stuff I seen in the trailer. I'm not really doing much of what I thought. Like I will be doing. It's not no stylistic type of action. All I have right now is like this power, like you shoot some green shit out your hands and fire. I think I just got the water power, but I have a bow too. But it's not like enemies are just a lot of enemies are about, you know? So it's like a lot of times it's not enemies around because once you kill them, they're gone. Like that areas, I don't think they respawn because I went back to areas and I haven't seen them. It's like just empty. It's like I said, it's a lot of shit to collect though. Just around, like you collect, like a jar or something. I don't know. And then you have what else can you collect? Like the sign thing you were talking about. That comes up sometimes. Like I have done that. I forgot what you get from those. Honestly, it's fun to do the sign, but it's not. I mean, it's not all that. Yeah. What else about the game? I think that's basically it. Yeah, I'll be playing some more, but yeah, it's not impressing me or anything.
That sounds disappointing for what I was kind of hoping it would be.
Yeah, it is. What else we have here? I played some more Persona 5 Strikers. I think I actually finished like a first section of it, like the first big boss anyway. That's where I just stopped at. So I'll see what happens after that. Still having fun with that game. I don't like. I said I didn't like the camera controls. There was something else I didn't like with the game too. I totally forgot. I forgot what it was. But other than that, I'm still enjoying it. What else have I played? Samurai Warrior 3. I got my hands on that game. this feels so different from the other Samurai Warriors. This one is like they have cutscenes, a lot of cutscenes. See, Samurai Warrior doesn't really have cutscenes. Everything's usually in game. With their cutscenes, like this, I actually see my face. I didn't never see my face in the other Samurai Warriors. You like you never really saw yourself. So this one, like you see him, and I think is there a different voice because the voice don't sound the same.
Yeah, I think they actually did change the voice for this one.
Okay, yeah, he sounds different. Not that it's bad; it just feels weird. And
I think after we outed them as having a non-Asian lead through the voice, they were like, "Oh shit!" Really
sound like a lot of broken English.
Yeah,
yeah, he sounds. He sounds a little more like he's practiced a lot.
Sounds like they maybe realized they were pushing the line, and we're not going to get away with this forever. Let's make the change ourselves.
That sucks though, because I was okay with that, but I understand. I understand, but yeah, but the jokes are not as funny as the other ones. Like the jokes not as funny so far. The combat is different. It's more streamlined. Like it's little easier, I guess, to pull off moves, which is good. But I do understand when the one article said like everything seems tedious. Yeah, it is, because I see it's like I'm coming to, like you get to an area, a whole bunch of enemies come, and then you just beat them up. But it'd be like the same enemies. It don't really change it up. Like it's a really, like this is really a poor man's Doom, more so than the other games. Like this one really is a poor man's Doom, because it feels like it's faster than the other games. Kind of like how Doom is, you got to keep moving around, but it doesn't feel as fun moving around and everything, like transversing. Like they do have like a grapple, kind of like Doom, I think has something like that. And they even do like an in-game joke, say, "Hey, we got to grapple," because everybody grapples, so something like that. But it's not easy to shoot while grappling or anything. I mean, you grapple is usually transversing around the places, but yeah, I'm not really feeling it like the other two games. Like this one doesn't feel. It feels almost like a step back to me.
That's a shame.
And like I'll be okay if the story was good. At least I can continue. But so far it's been it's been iffy. Like I like 2 because I finished 2. Did I mention I finished 2? Oh,
I don't remember.
Yeah. Maybe I finished 2 earlier this week and started 3. I forgot what happened. I forgot what it is. I don't know if I finished.
Because I know you were still playing it, and I thought you said you thought you were getting close to the end. Or something like that.
Yeah. So I finished 2. Okay. Well, now you know I finished 2. And the ending did in somewhat a cliffhanger. So this does start at that point after that cliffhanger. But yeah. That's Samurai Warrior 3. It sucks that the 2 new games I'm playing aren't that great. All right, so another game I played, it's been out for a while, but I don't know when it came out on Xbox though. But it's on Game Pass. It just came out on Game Pass. Paradise Lost. Okay. This is a game that's similar to Danganronpa, or like Ace Attorney. You play as a detective, try to figure out this murder in the celestial world. That I do not understand. I don't understand the world, but I know it's a murder thing, so I get that. But the whole world thing is like it's these deities or something that they trying to create this, they're in a pocket universe or something where they're trying to create the perfect like place, and I think that's called paradise something. But they keep messing up. Like something goes wrong, and then they have to do it again. Then something goes wrong, then they do it again. And this time, it looks like they're about to do a new one that's just going to be the perfect one. But then all the leaders got killed, and I have to figure out who killed the top leaders. It's just curiosity with me with this. I have no idea. I mean, I saw okay reviews on Steam for the game, and since I do like those type of games, like Phoenix, right, and Danganronpa, I did like. So. Yeah, it's a lot of dialogue, talking and trying to figure out the mystery. And it seemed like this is the big mystery. Like I was thinking, like, is it multiple cases? But it seemed like this is the one case. And it's open world. You travel. You're in first person view, just like in Danganronpa. So you're moving around. It's not like graphically, it's pretty simple. But yeah, I'm just so far. I mean, I don't dislike it yet. I haven't really played enough to dislike it or really like it. There's more. It's intriguing that I want to keep going and play it, but I need to find time. I need to know like I kind of still want to finish Samurai Warrior 3 and maybe Ghostwire Tokyo. We'll see how we go with that one. Like I'll play some more of the story and see do I want to progress. Maybe I'll just throw that game out and just say forget it. I'll just wait till it come on Xbox. I'll get real achievements. But yeah, and what else I played? Weird West just came out.
Yes.
This is a isometric story-driven game. I don't even know. Is it considered RPG? Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe.
I think it's got elements of it.
Yeah, it does have. Yeah, it does have elements. You play as this woman who I'm just starting, and the story is like your son got killed and your husband got captured, and I'm going after him right now. On this one. Now I don't know if this is gonna be like the whole mission or this is just one part of the story, and then it expands. You were a former bounty hunter, but you like retired. You had a family, and now you're going back to being bounty hunter again. So far, it's kicking my ass because the aiming. Because I have a hard time aiming unless it's like some assistant aiming in these isometric shooters. Because I don't play with mouse and keyboard. I play with a controller. So it's like I'm not getting it. And it's not like these are old West guns. So it's not like I got like a machine gun. I could just blast some bullets and some of them hit them. Like some of these guns, I got like I gotta load them up. Like after like 6 shots, it takes time to load and shit. And then it's not really great aiming. I mean, it seems okay. Like I mostly want to play for the story just to see where it goes. So I might end up, if there's some cheats available, I'm gonna fucking cheat because right now it's playing on Game Pass, but I believe it is on the PC Game Pass too. So I'll just get that and play it that way because I do want to see where the story goes. But I mean, it's all right. It looks all right. I think it's more of that shell shady look. It has voice acting. I'm trying to remember. I don't think so. Not at least not all the way through. I think I read most of the time. Yeah.
It seems like it has like those accents kind of thing, like almost a Phoenix Wright thing, where it's like there's a voice line where they're like, but then they have the text. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, and that's how Paradise Lost is too. It has some voices, but not all the time. What else is there? Actually, does Paradise Lost even have voices? Yeah, I think they do. I think there is voices, and just not all the time. Yeah. Trying to think. Yeah, I didn't really play much of Weird West. I think that's it. Right now, I'm probably gonna be focused on Persona 5 Strikers and Ghostwire Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, see where it goes from there. Persona 5 definitely want to finish, and Samurai Warrior 3, maybe. I mean, it all depends, because that's quick. Like, I can get shit really quick through that, and I'll probably be done with that, definitely, for Ghostwire Tokyo. Because I wanted to play some Tunic, but then these other games came up. I said, I'd let Daniel play Tunic. All right. So, I guess we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get to the Flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. And now we're flashbacking to 2012, 10 years ago. I have to finish March because I totally forgot it was a new month coming next week. So, at the end of March, we got South Park Teneman's Revenge on Xbox Live Arcade. I never played this one. I know Tenement is that guy that Cartman made eat his parents. But what was this game?
I think it was like a 2D platforming something or other.
Yeah, because I played the I think I bought it. I bought the what's it called? The tower defense game. South Park game. That's the proper game I bought on Xbox Live. I totally forgot about this game. And I'm looking at the preview right here real quick. Giant Bomb. Let me see. Come on. Let me see. Okay. It looks like almost like a Donkey Kong kind of look. Multiplayer, but has a bunch of enemies come around. It has that Donkey Kong kind of setup, like Donkey Kong, original Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
I don't know what it got rated though. I'm going to say it's a 10 out of 10.
I don't think it was very good. Although on IMDb it got 7.2, which does IMDb review video games now, or is that
they were watching somebody play it and then they reviewed it?
Giant Bomb doing good, 7.2.
All right, we got a PSP game here, Cannabalt. I'm wondering if that's like just like an online type of game.
I don't think so. I feel like I know that name. Yeah, it's like, I think it's a side-scrolling. It kind of reminds me of the pedestrian one that you played with the signs and stuff.
Yeah,
but just in that kind of form. Basically a side-scrolling platformer. I guess that's what I was looking to say.
Yeah, it does come out. It came out on PSP first before the Android. Bastards. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Android came out first. Why didn't they put in the order of when they came out? Wikipedia. What is this? Well, technically they did. Okay, because it came out in Europe first before North America.
Yeah.
So then the Android, then the Ouya.
I think that's why I remember it, because it was like one of the bigger titles for the Ouya.
Oh, okay. When's the last time you played your Ouya, Dave?
Oh, well, just yesterday.
Okay.
I love that thing.
Oh,
it's amazing.
Oh, that's great. I mean, you didn't mention it.
The saddest part about the Ouya is, well, one, the controller was trash. And then, like, if you tried to use a different controller, it was kind of laggy. But it just wasn't powerful enough to even, like, do emulation stuff. So it wasn't even worth, like, having RetroArch on there.
Oh, man.
And playing, like, Super Nintendo games. Like, I'll just leave this hooked up to a TV over here or something to play Super Nintendo games. It was bad.
Yeah.
Wonder if there's, like, a scene around that now where they hacked it to make it better or something.
All right. So what else we have here? We got the Devil May Cry HD collection came out for the PS3 and Xbox 360.
Ooh.
And Connect Star Wars. I had this
game.
Yeah.
Actually, this Han Solo.
Yeah. Oh, this is actually. I'm sorry. I'm in April now. So with the Devil May Cry and Connect Star Wars and I Am Alive came out on PS, and I feel like we said this game.
I think we talked about it when it came out on Xbox.
Oh, so it came out. So it actually came on Xbox first. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. I believe
so. The Connect Star Wars game is people know it to be horrible, but it did have a nice. It had a nice console though. If you got the console, I like the R2D2 console.
Yep, it had the little R2D2 sound too when you turned it on.
Yeah. So I borrowed this game from GameFly, and I mean, it just seemed sort of cool just because it was Star Wars, but it was pretty bad. I pretty much fucked up the dancing part. But being a Wanker, though, just destroying shit, I mean, it was neat, but, I wasn't going to keep doing that all the time.
Yeah.
Now in VR, I probably will be. It's like, I'm killing people. I wish there was a Wanker scene. And maybe I don't know. Maybe in the Tales of Star Wars there is. I have no idea. But it got pretty bad. Though it was funny. I mean, because I was cool to play, just to make fun of it. Like say, all this stupid shit you do, in this game. But that was, hey, this is the precursor to the Vader Immortal game. So there you go.
Exactly. I remember in the demo, the lightsaber stuff was kind of like, oh, this is cute. This is cool.
Yeah, just like you had nothing in your hand.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, they should let you just get your broomstick.
I mean, that's what I did. I don't know about you, but I had my my movie accurate replica I was holding.
Like that old, what was it? The old video that used to be going around with the guy swinging his
Star Wars kid.
Yeah.
In
the garage.
Yeah. That's me with Beat Saber now, Dominic.
All right. So, what else we got? I guess that's it for 2012. Now we're going to 2002. It's only a few games that's worth talking about. In March, not really nothing to really talk about in April yet, anyway. So, the end of March, we had Savage Skies come out, and on PS2, because I believe it came on. Oh, I guess it was just PlayStation 2. I thought it was like a PC game. Yeah, this was what was this? A flight simulator in a
I thought
fictional
it'd be
world.
like a combat simulator, but it looks like
Oh
it's
yes,
got dragons
that's
instead.
why I know this. Yes, that's why I know this because I read about it. Ozzy Osbourne endorsed this because it was going to be called Ozzy's Black Skies. I think I saw that's where I saw it at the preview.
That's
It was
amazing.
called Ozzy's Black Sky, and then like the endorsement from Black Sabbath, and I think it's supposed to have his music in there. I don't know if it still does. It probably don't. But then, however, in late 2001, the tie-in was dropped for reasons including its high financial costs and misconceptions about the game that made it difficult to secure a publisher. Its name was subsequently changed to Savage Skies. So yes, because I remember
seeing the precursor to Layer, Dominic.
Yeah, I remember people talking about like, the Ozzy Osbourne game, like in a magazine or something like that. And that's when I think, the Osbournes was around. So like that was the huge thing. It's funny, like the Osbournes. What else? What's the one with the dumb blonde?
Paris Hilton.
Huh?
Paris Hilton.
No, not Paris Hilton. The one with they were married. They got divorced.
Drew and Nick, or not Drew and Nick. What is her name? Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, Jessica Simpson. I mean, I don't want to say she's dumb, but she acted dumb on there.
The tuna thing. Yeah.
Yeah. The tuna, yeah, exactly. I never like those shows. Like how big popular they were. I'd never seen one episode of them. Like, because I never seen. The only thing I ever saw was like clips from like a TV show. Oh, not TV show, but like maybe Access Hollywood or something has something like that. Like I'd never seen none of those shows. I don't really know anybody who really watched them. I think people have seen them, they didn't even watch it. Like, well, since I'm always around black people, they watched what's his name? But I think he came out years later. Flavor Flav.
Gotcha.
What was that called?
Flavor of Love.
The Flavor of Love, yeah. And I watched the episode and I'm embarrassed for everybody who watches this. I was like, God darn. I mean, it was stupid. Like shows like that. They're fun to watch with people. Like when I was on campus, when I was like in college, like watching some of those reality shows. I think I watched. That's why I saw. What's the Flavor of Love? It was something. No, it wasn't Flavor of Love. It was What was the other reality show with
New York?
Diddy? I'm not Diddy. Yeah, P Diddy did. What was it? The band?
Oh yeah, Making the Band.
Yeah, Making the Band. Like watching that. Like I would never watch that, but I only watched it because a lot of people watched it. And then it was actually fun watching it like with people. And then like American Idol. That's the only time I really watched American Idol was that year. And it was fun watching that and just talk about the people singing and everything. And being mad that that dude who looked like Conan O'Brien kept freaking going to the next round and shit and being out people and he couldn't sing because white girls thought he was cute. But those reality shows is like watching by themselves is like I don't get nothing from that. Like if I watch somebody, we talk about it. Yeah, I can get that. I can understand that. All right. So, I forgot to mention I did watch that show on Netflix. It was The Cake. It's like where the cake looks like an item, and you get to see which one is a real cake and which one is just a.
Oh, I saw the cover for that. I thought that could be cute.
Yeah, my sister was watching it, and so I watched it, and I actually saw that. That was last week. I saw it. Yeah, I watched a couple episodes with her, and I mean, yeah, it was all right. It was cool. But see, since it's on Netflix, I'm just gonna fast forward to the end and see who fucking won. Because I want to know if it's going to be that guy who has that freaking weird mustache, like that weird hair, like troll hair, who won. Because she said she was kicking butt. He said he's going to win. I said, well, you can always fast forward. We can see if he wins. And then we don't have to watch anymore. We guys should watch something good.
It's about the journey, not the destination.
All right. So what else we got here? I think that's it for 2002. So now we got that's it. We got another game. One more. The Scorpion King, Sword of Osiris. Yes, on the Game Boy Advance.
The Rock, right?
And when you click on it, they just take you to the movie. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that game was at least a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, I think it was. I'm going to assume it's a side-scrolling game.
That's what all those games were at the
Yeah.
time.
All right.
Movie license game, side-scrolling platformer.
Yeah. All right. So, also the Three Stooges had a game on Game Boy Advance that came out, Daniel.
Side-scrolling platformer.
And I don't think this is based on the movie.
No.
I don't think the movie. The movie didn't come out yet. This is just.
Gonna say.
This is for the boomers, man. The boomers who had Game Boy Advances.
Yep.
All right. So what we have here, we gotta go back 30 years. 30 years ago, the game finally came on the North American shores. So it became relevant. This game came relevant on this week, 30 years ago. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past was released.
Wow.
In the US. And I played, you know what? I played actually a lot of this game. I got nowhere, but I played a lot of it. Like, I always got to the part, like when you first go, when it's raining, you go into the castle, and then you beat that part. Then it says, hey, go, I guess, did it tell you to go see the princess or something after that? What do you do right after the castle? You leave the castle. Like, you go in there because something went wrong.
Yeah.
Then we leave it, the rain stopped. It's like it's all daytime. And all I did was that. Like, I'll get to the daytime part. I'll talk to people.
Yeah, you go save the princess from inside the castle, bring her out of the jail, and then you come out at the cemetery.
Yeah.
And it's all sunny.
And then I just talking to people in the village, and then I'll just walk around and just be chopping up grass. And I never went past that part. Because I didn't have the game. This is always at my sister's place, so I always start from that part, and I never could get any further because I either have to leave or I'd be like, I want to play some Donkey Kong Country or something like that. So that's what it was. And I ended up getting this game on Game Boy Advance too, and I still didn't. Well, I still didn't. Oh no, I did get a little further in it when I had an emulator. But on Game Boy Advance, I did end up getting it too, but I didn't go nowhere. I think I don't know if I gave it a foot or did he buy it too. I'm not sure. But on the emulator, I did get to the part where you get to the Dark World, but I don't remember none of that stuff, how I got there. Because that was the only time I actually went through the game to try to really beat it, but then I just stopped. Because I think I thought I was about to win, and I said, oh shit, it's another world. And then I said, let me come back to this. And I never did. I always regret that, because I do want to beat this game. Like, I do want to play this game. Oh yeah, but you talk about this. This is your game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game that I think I came to a little bit later too, because I would like play it at my friend's house before I eventually got it. Because I've talked about it in the past, but like Link's Awakening was always my Zelda game from like that era. And yeah, I think I too spent most of my time playing it through an emulator before the Game Boy Advance version came out. Because, I mean, that's the way I played most Super Nintendo games by the time I felt like I was old enough to actually be, like, doing good in them. Because when I was younger and would play on the Super Nintendo, like, I would always die in everything. Like, even the easier games, but, you know, the hard games we talk about, like The Lion King and Aladdin and stuff like that, it would just always fucking wreck me. And then games I would get from Blockbuster, I would just not even know how to play. Like, there's one that's stuck in my mind that was like Taz the Tasmanian Devil game that I just had no idea what the fuck I was even doing in that game.
Now, I played the Sega Genesis version. I don't know if it was different. I want to say it was, but also I knew nothing. I think I got to... But no, I got to another level. I just got to a part where I just died, or like that's when your men carried over in games. So I always get to a part where I'm about to run out of men. So and then I end up dying. Yeah,
so it probably wasn't until I was like 10 or 11 or later that I actually played this game. But yeah, I mean, it's incredible.
I'm trying to find a commercial like the actual American commercial, but all I see is the Japanese ones.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I remember what that commercial would even be.
Let me see. USA. Oh, here it is. Let me see. I just want to know, did I ever see this? It does look somewhat familiar. The guy's climb up the side of the mountain and he pulls a sword up. I guess that's supposed to be Link. Yeah, that's like somebody said.
Zelda the entire time.
Somebody said the Japanese one's definitely better. I would assume so, because if you did any more than what this thing did, you're going to be better.
Yeah, I think I remember this because I feel like I remember that dude flipping like that. I have the power.
Yeah, it's like King Man. All right.
Yeah.
So now we know it's a new month. We do video game covers for 10 years ago and 20 years ago and sometimes 30 years ago. So now let's go back to 2012. Look at these gaming covers for the first one we're going to do is official Xbox magazine. And what do we have here? We got Medal of Honor Warfighter on the front. So this is the sequel to the revamp of Medal of Honor, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The quote unquote Medal of Honor.
Yeah. So
Tier
Medal
1
Honor
beards and all that stuff.
Yeah, Medal of Honor started being in modern times. EA's way of competing against Call of Duty, even though I thought that would have been Battlefield, but at that they said, no, we want Medal of Honor, because Medal of Honor, I guess, is more boots on the ground, because Battlefield is more open warfare, but yeah, it didn't work out. I mean, Medal of Honor, the first one, it did so well, though. Now, I don't know how this sold. I want to say it didn't.
I don't think well.
Yeah. I think it's maybe people played the first one and it was like, hey, it's not all that great. And I mean, not Modern Warfare, but the Call of Duties was just better. Tried. EA did try.
They tried all right
to do something. So what else we got on this cover? We got Silent Hill HD, the classic horror double feature hits Xbox. Oh yeah, we talked about that. Far Cry 3, Ghost Recon. Oh, this is for the Future Soldier. And who needs Skyrim? Witcher 2 and Game of Thrones preview. What Game of Thrones game was coming out?
I don't know.
Maybe it's a canceled one?
Not one that people cared about. Although I don't think there's a single Game of Thrones
Witcher
game
2, I mean, I can't compare that to Skyrim. I mean, I like the game, but I think that's two different camps, man. I mean, like, you're talking about like open world and shit, and Witcher 2, that's not open world. And it's a lot shorter than Skyrim is. Exclusive, simply amazing, breaking details and info on the next Spider-Man game. Oh man, wait a minute, what the fuck was the next Spider-Man game in 2012?
Would that be like Dimensions or something? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna be. I was not amazed because I think a lot of Spider-Man games sucked. So if I had heard anything about a Spider-Man game, I was like, no. All right. So what else we have here? We got the official PlayStation magazine. And we got Far Cry 3 on the front. And we got, what's his name? Voss on the front here. I feel like we just talked about this guy.
We did.
Okay.
Yeah. There was another cover last month, I think, that had something. It wasn't this exact picture. It was like a close up of his face, I think, or something like that.
Yes, that was Edge magazine.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we got here? 10 great PS3 games you've never played. Okay. Journey into Darkness, Far Cry 3, Fighting for Survival on PS3's next great open world game. They also review Twisted Metal, Journey, The Darkness 2, MLB 2K12, UFC Undisputed 3, and SSX. Transformers, Rising 2, Resident Evil 6, and Aliens. Aliens. What was the Aliens game?
I don't know. A bad one.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, 19 PS Vita launch games reviewed. Oh, yeah. They got that. And there you go. All right. So, moving on to the Game Informer. And they got this nice cover, man. Yeah. God bless America. You got the Assassin's Creed for Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Connor.
Yes, that's right. Connor
McGregor.
Connor Riskin. All right. So that's not. This is when Redskin was appropriate.
No.
This game, I really was anticipating this game because I was like, yes,
same.
It's America.
Uh-huh.
And might could kill George Washington, but that's not what happened. That's not.
That you had to pay for the DLC to do that.
Yeah, he was kind of sort of on his side. I don't remember the fucking story, honestly, about this game. I know about your father was on the other side. I forgot the group called.
The Templars.
Templars, yeah. But and your mother was a Native American. But I didn't know. I don't remember the actual story though. Like, what was I fighting for? I don't know what I was fighting for, honestly.
I don't think I ever got far into the story.
Oh, you didn't beat it?
No,
damn.
Not at all. Because I was trying to catch up to this game, so I went through Brotherhood and the one that came after that, in quick succession. And then I started playing this one, and things changed just enough from those games that it threw me off. And then it started so slow because first you play as his father for a long while.
Yes.
And then you play as him before you get his assassin-y stuff for a while. You play as a child. And it's just it took forever. So by the time I actually got my assassin stuff, I was I'm tired of this game.
Yeah, I just don't remember really much about this game, and I played through all of it.
Yeah. I want to say some white people came in and ransacked the Native American village or something.
Oh, yeah.
So and maybe killed your mother?
Yes. I think it starts out as a revenge tale. And because it wasn't tall buildings, because it's just these are the early settlers, so
yeah,
it's not going to be a whole bunch of
but
tall
buildings.
buildings.
The stuff climbing through the trees, I think they did pretty cool.
They did okay. I mean, it was all right. Stuff. I mean, going through the woods, because we didn't really have a game like that. Really, I mean, the closest thing was Skyrim. Really, I mean, going through woods and stuff. That's a first person RPG type of game. So. Yeah, it started off you get hunting and killing animals and stuff like that. That was cool for the time. Even though I don't know, I think I still liked Red Dead Redemption stuff better. But this is more dense with that. But yeah, the only thing that grabbed me was the ship battles, the early ship battles in this game. They were cool. So,
I didn't even get to that stuff. That's why I think Black Flag grabbed me so much, because I was oh, this is new.
Yeah, so when Black Flag came out, I was oh, they really improved on it. They really improved on the stuff from the first game. And I liked the first game. I mean, well, not the first game, but the third game on this. But it just wasn't as good. By the time I finished, I was not satisfied at all.
Yeah.
I was man. And then I think...
Is this the one where they kill Desmond too?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I was very confused. Okay, so where are we going from here? And they went places. After
the place that they went was just completely forget all the modern era stuff. You're a video game developer or something? Sure,
yeah. Now you're working at Sturgo or something like that, and you're man, yeah, whatever. But yeah, it just felt like this was the game. Well, actually, no, because the other one, the next game, Assassin's Creed 4, even though that wasn't a 4, that was really how Revelations and other things were to Assassin's Creed 2. It was an improvement on this one. I mean, it was better, better than this one, but just you could argue those other games were better too, right? Brotherhood and Revelation and 2. There's some argument for that, but I feel that was definitely not a 4. Because when I saw that, I said, that's not a 4. That's y'all just putting forward just for people that they oh, it's a whole new one. And it's nah, it's not. And I felt that was basically the end of an era.
Yeah.
4. Now, you had someone's come out that's similar. I haven't played those. I like you said, I think before, you had liked to play them just to see how they are.
Especially the one with the twins, the one that's set in London or whatever. I would like to revisit that.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, not Syndicate. But it's just that I still have that still feels like the end of an era. The fourth one though, the old Assassin's Creed, and the start of the new one is Not Origins.
Origins.
But, that's what it's called. Origins. I thought that was called. No, Odyssey.
No, it's
Odyssey.
not Origins. Yeah.
Okay, Odyssey.
Wait,
was
no, Origins.
No,
Origins came out first.
Was the first one, and Odyssey's the second one. Even though I was saying that Odyssey should have been called Origins because it takes place before Origins. Right. It's like that doesn't even make any sense. But yeah, that's the start of the new Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Where it becomes less stealthy and
just open world mess of shit all over the place.
Mess of icons everywhere.
Yeah. It was. I mean, think about it. It was already. I mean, somewhat of a mess, but at least it wasn't a biggest area. You know, like in those cities, you had a lot of icons and stuff, but it was like a small condensed. I mean, compared to these open worlds, that was condensed, and we thought that was huge. Just being in those cities was huge. But damn, these fucking open worlds now, it's like, God fucking damn. I was like, it's cool you do this, but god damn, man, I gotta travel all here and shit on this fucking canoe? What the fuck, man? Yeah, I don't care. You just give me some magic fucking animal or something that say, it can travel fast.
Hell yeah. Jump on the back of your spirit bear or something.
Yeah. All right. What else we have here? We got Nintendo Power, and I like this cover. The Epic Mickey the power of 2. Epic Mickey
teaming up with Oswald the Rabbit, right?
Yep. And you got Epic Mickey Power of Illusion that came out at the same time.
That was like the Game Boy or DS one, right?
Yeah, that was. I'm trying to think which one. What was out? What was out now? Just the DS or the 3DS? 3DS was out now, but was it on 3DS?
I don't think so.
You got Mario Tennis Open, Kid Icarus Uprising, Xenoblade Chronicles, and The Last Story. The Last Story, that sounds familiar.
I don't know, it was a 3DS game.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm trying to see The Last Story. I feel like I know that video game. Ah, shit, it went away from me. Okay. All right.
Like
that was the
Final Fantasy-esque stuff.
It looks like a darn... Yeah, it's Miss Walker, because it looks like
right.
Final Fantasy, but it's made by the guy who did work on Final Fantasy. And composer, Nobu Uematsu, whatever his name. I think I probably butchered the name, but he was the composer of the Final Fantasy games. He composed that, too. And I want to say this is the... It was a Wii game? Damn, I thought this was on DS or something. It got rated pretty good. It got like an 80% on Metacritic.
And that's just because they were like, oh, this is the guy that made Final Fantasy. It's totally good, even though it's probably not good.
All right. But yes, so this is the first Epic Mickey or the second one?
This is the second one.
This is the second one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so what else we have here? We got PC Gamer in 2012. They have their Game of the Year awards. See, this is what you're supposed to do. Look at this. They doing it right. They doing it right, man. They also have, what have we got? Planet Side 2. Darn. I totally forgot about this game. Is this still going on? People still playing this?
I don't think so.
First play test of the most ambitious shooter ever. I remember playing it.
Massively multiplayer, Dominic. I can create a new account and play for free, so I guess it is.
Okay. Free to play. Also, they have League of Legends, Portal 2, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Batman Arkham City, and more. What they got here? Star Wars The Old Republic conquered the Endgame. And XCOM, Enemy Unknown, PC Classic Resurrected. Yes, that was a good game.
See, that's what I hate about April Fools, Dominic, because they're like, hey, there's a fishing game in here now. But, like, there's fishing in Fortnite, so I could see that being believable.
Uh-huh.
But, like, if this was 10 years ago, maybe that would be a funny joke. But, like, why wouldn't there be fishing in it? It's a video game. Video games have fishing now. I don't know.
All right. So now we're going back 20 years to 2002, and we start with EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly. They have State of Emergency on the front.
Oh man,
And
highly anticipated.
being
Not by
bad
me.
has never felt so good. And it was, because it was like, man, this is post Grand Theft Auto. And so anything Rockstar, like, because a lot of people didn't know who developers are. They just saw Rockstar,
Exactly.
and it was like, okay, they do edgy shit. So let's all these games will be like really edgy and shit. And so people up here thinking like, oh, this game teaches kids how to do riots and shit like that. Like, yeah,
Yep. Yeah, this was, people were like insane about this game in the media.
yeah. And it was not that gross. Like it wasn't like that. But it wasn't a great game.
Wasn't that good either.
Yeah, it wasn't that great either. My friend had this game. I know he didn't really like it. I played just a little. I just don't remember. I don't remember anything about it. So I won't say it's not good because I don't remember anything about it. But yeah, it didn't turn out as good as I thought. But I think it sold pretty. That they did it too because it sold pretty well because of the name, Rockstar.
Mm-hmm.
They say, new screens and info on Metro Prime, Daniel. Oh,
Ooh.
there it is. They told me the Switch version back in 2002. Reveal Dragon Ball Z and Resident Evil the movie. Yes.
Oh boy.
Dragon Ball Z, damn, already. That just has to be an announcement, right? Because the movie didn't come out till years later.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, that crappy movie. What year the movie came out? I thought I was working at Target when it came out.
I'm sure I'm going to get all the that's a fan-made thing. God damn it, Dominic.
So what we got here? The new Pokemon, like it or not, they're back with the 100 new friends. This has got to be the third iteration, I want to say.
2009.
Yeah. That has to be an announcement then.
They were trying for so many years, Dominic.
Oh, unless there's an animated movie that I don't know, but it showed him was animated movies that didn't come in American theaters. All right,
not really, no.
So I'm trying to think. The new Pokemon, this got to be what's the third iteration, right? So what was that one after Silver and Gold?
Shoot, Silver and Gold.
Was it Ruby and Sapphire?
Ruby and Sapphire,
I guess. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
You also got Final Fantasy 10 new secrets and insights from the creators. 11. Also, get ready for an online Final Fantasy, man. Online Fantasy.
Yeah, thank you.
But you know what, Daniel? Maybe this is Gold. You sure this? Maybe is this Gold and Silver? What year Gold and Silver came out?
I don't know, because the original one came out, what, 99?
98?
98, yeah, 98.
Well, I'm talking about Japan's 98, right?
Come on, Games Wiki. I'm sure they've got a list here. Let's see. US release 98 for red and blue.
Okay.
Yellow was 99. Trading card game was 2000. All right, let's skip all this bullshit. Gold and silver was 2000. And then we've got Crystal. Then we've got Ruby and Sapphire was 2003.
Okay, all right. Oh, so we're right. We're right. Okay.
2003 for us, 2002 November for Japan.
Plus EGM's Game of the Year awards. Look, wow. So what happened? Magazines were doing the right thing back then, Daniel. And now they're like, no, we gotta finish by the end of the year.
I mean, well, that's the thing. Magazines probably always did the right thing because in order for them to play the games that came out near the end of the year, they would have had to publish in the next year. Because
that's right, yeah.
Otherwise, they're publishing like a month ahead of time, and they would have missed out on some of the major releases.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Things were slower back then, people.
Yep.
Even though my grandpa said things were fast back then. So I don't know what the hell he probably just said, man, fuck it. All right. So reviewed WWF Raw for Xbox. That was the best WWF game at the time. Star Wars.
It looked great, but man.
Racer Revenge, Bloody War for the GameCube, Jet Set Radio Future for the Xbox, Turok Evolution for the GameCube, Tomb Raider PS2, Blood Rain for the Xbox. Yes, love that ass. WWF WrestleMania. What was that?
18.
WrestleMania 18. Oh yes,
X8.
Okay.
I think X8 is actually how they refer to it. I don't know that they ever actually called it 18.
Oh, okay.
I think that one...
GameCube.
That one was decent. It was like, hey, we're still doing the thing from No Mercy, but we're not really doing the thing from No Mercy. But it was the closest thing to it we had. I was jealous of that one, too. What's that?
I was jealous of that one, too. Like, I was jealous of Raw. They were getting Raw, and then I was jealous GameCube was getting WrestleMania. I was like, oh, man, I hope it sucks. I hope it sucks balls. And so we can still say we had the best one, even though the last SmackDown sucked, too. All right. All right, so what else we got? Let's go to the next one. Game Informer 2002. We have, look at here, Scorpio on the front for the new Mortal Kombat, Diddy Alliance, Mortal Kombat 5.
Turn into the greatness.
Exclusive behind the scenes. Look at Midway's killer app. Look, Midway, baby. Midway was still the publisher. All right.
Yep.
Mario Mania, Game Boy Advance Strategy, and GameCube screens. Ooh,
screenshots. Exclusive.
That's a Mario 128, right?
Yep.
They knew about Sunshine by now, right?
I'm thinking it must have been. Yeah.
All right. Tomb Raider, The Next Generation. First shots and information. Yes.
Still Angel of Darkness, Dominic. Still bad.
But yeah, the Alliance, man. I had that game. I enjoyed it. I ain't playing enough of it. I feel like I should have played more. And now I can never do it again because I don't know how to play it now without having to buy it. Even though my PlayStation 2 still works, technically, but I'm not going to go ahead and buy it.
Mod chip, Dominic. Mod your PlayStation 2.
Oh, I guess I do that. All right.
I actually have somewhere around here maybe a mod chip for a PlayStation 2 still.
Oh, really?
I bought it and then I never installed it because I think it ended up being beyond my skills at the time. Or at least I thought it was going to be beyond my skills at the time. I think now I could probably do it, though.
All right. So now we are looking at the unofficial PlayStation magazine, and we got Spider-Man on the front, the movie game, which was all right.
Yeah. Yeah, the first movie game was fine.
The first one, it was all right. Yeah, it was okay. My friend had the game. I think I borrowed it from him to play it, and yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it, man. Maybe it looked so good. I mean, it looked good for that time.
Oh, and I found out what the other Spider-Man game was. It would have been the Amazing Spider-Man movie game.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah.
I forgot about that game.
Andrew Garfield. Yep. There were two of those.
Yeah,
they released one for each of the movies.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so great because no fog, man. Like you talk about, they took the fog away from that was on the PlayStation one and in the Nintendo 64 one, and you just actually see the city ground, even though you can't land on it.
Yeah,
you can't touch the ground. I think when he got close, he swung right. He swung up or something like that from the ground.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it wasn't until 2 you could touch the ground and catch people balloons and stuff. But
so many balloons.
Yeah, but yeah, you got Virtual Fighter 4, the definitive review plus hot secrets and combos. You got Tekken 4, must-see screens of the secret modes, Xenosaga, fresh new look at the year's highest RPG. Man, I remember all these games. Dead to Rights. Oh yeah, my friend had this game. Action's New Daddy. That's the one with the dog. You can stick the dog on people. Yeah, my friend. Yeah, he liked it. I played some of it. I mean, it was okay. That was a big deal, but it was alright.
You need to bring that franchise back.
Is that it? That's everything I said. Resident Evil Online plus 20 more PS2 online shockers.
Shocking online games.
So we got the official Xbox magazine, and this game. This was you talking about me being jealous. When I heard they were getting a Star Wars RPG, I was like, man, I hope this game sucks. I hope that game sucks. I said because they can talk about like. So I say, the Final Fantasy, like Star Wars, like Final Fantasy or something like that. It's actually better than that, though. It was better than Final Fantasy. The world's premier RPG developer takes on Star Wars. This is the game you've been waiting for. Yep, it was. I didn't play it till a lot of years later, and I loved it. You also got the world exclusive review of Blood Omen 2. You got 12 massive reviews. You got Raw, Radio Future, Jet Set Radio Future, UFC Tap Out, Rally Sport Challenge, Tony Hawk 3. Also, plus tons of new Xbox codes. Oh, they had cheats. Unlock all the cars in Reckless. Get new costumes in DOA 3. Yes. Actually, no, we need no costume. We need like them wear nothing. All new Halo secret.
There's plenty of that down.
And Bruce Lee finally revealed in what?
Good question.
The 100
the game, maybe just the
was there a Bruce Lee game that came out?
I think so.
The 100 most important games of 2002. Wait a minute. Official playable first. That's their like logo. I mean, that's their motto or something.
Yeah, I think that's their slogan. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that was on the last couple.
All right. So now we got Game Pro for 2002. We got Virtual Fighter, and yeah, there are action figures. Oh man, that's cool. So yes, you got the Flying Fists of Fury on the PS2, and yeah, it was exclusive to PS2. Actually, I'm trying to think, did it ever come out on GameCube and Xbox?
I don't think so.
How about if there was another version that came out
Xbox? Though? Yeah, I think Xbox eventually got like a version of it, but that was much later. It's like arcade or something, you know, like on Xbox Live Arcade or something. I feel like
you got NBA Street. Oh my god! Yeah, I mean the GameCube finally got NBA Street, but
yeah,
that game is fucking awesome. You got Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2.
Yep. They had to put Mario 2 out first.
Oh, it says plus Attack of the Game Pro action figures. Oh, okay, so there must be having some action figure stuff in here. Also, you got Xenosaga, Bloody War, Primal Fury, Jet Set Radio Future, GT Concept 2001 Tokyo, Gran Turismo Concept 2000. What was that game? I guess that was. Did Concept ever come out here?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. What else? You got Resident Evil for the GameCube. Yep, I was jealous of that too, even though I was never going to play it because I was too scared. But it just went on my system, Daniel. Hot Shots Golf 3, Jedi Starfighter, Triple Play 2002, NBA 2K2. You got Maximo here. You got a car game on PC, but I can't see it because of the freaking address label. And 150 plus game codes. Yes, cheats is awesome. And when the last Dreamcast signed by Sega's developers, plus 55 games. That's all of them. It's like that actually is quite a few of them.
Yes.
All right, so that is it for 2002. Now we're going to 30 years, Game Informer. What did they have on the cover 30 years ago? They got a guy in a hula outfit. What is this man's name? Because it's hard to read these yellow letters.
Super Adventure Island Master Higgins is back in his biggest adventure yet. Yeah, this is before people realize that you need to put like a white or black outline around lettering so that you can read it against all colors.
His name is Master Higgins?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, is it like he wore clothes before, but now he's in his other island and he had to wear this hula outfit?
Yeah, he's just trying to fit in with the locals, Dominic.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can tell he was wearing clothes because he has a hat on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's Hudson, right?
Yeah, the Hudson Bee.
All right. So that Super Adventure Island, was that people like that game, right?
I don't know, honestly.
But what else we have? We got CD-ROM technology, past, present, and future.
God, CD-ROM technology.
Yes. Oh my God. I mean, it's amazing, Dan. That technology is amazing. Special golf review section. Yeah. Who the fuck is reading that? This is all before Burial Golf. So I don't know who the fuck was like even messing with this shit. New for spring. Wise 3. Oh shit. Wise is that old?
Wow.
Kid Chameleon and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. This is the summer issue. This is spring. That's my fault. Spring issue. $3.95. That is a lot of money for back then. That's equivalent to $3,000.
Checks out.
All right. Game Pro. And, here we go. We got Jordan, the greatest basketball player ever. Don't listen to those boomers saying about Bill Russell. Don't listen to these young millennials and whatever the hell they called after it. What they called after it?
Zennials.
Zennials, yeah.
TikTokers.
Trying to say that LeBron is. No. It's this one. He's the best ever. And touch b-ball action starring Michael Jordan and EA 16-bit Jordan versus Bird. Oh, yeah, I had that game. Well, my brother had it, technically. Plus 13 hot new hoop carts. Look at the carts, Daniel. They were called carts. 1992 16-bit buyer's guide. Oh, yeah. My God, all those bits, Daniel. Jesus. Up-and-comers for the SNES and Genesis. Tips and tactics. Over 75 top tips and tactics and winning passwords. Oh, yeah, you can put passwords in games. Game reviews. You got Kid Chameleon, the Super Scope 6, King's Quest 5, Zardion or something? Ballistic, Ernest Evans, who's that?
I don't know.
Out of This World and much more.
Is that Ernest's last name? When Ernest goes to jail?
Yeah,
Is Ernest Evans?
Yeah, I was thinking Ernest, but I saw Evans. I don't know. Oh, Jesus, I could win a color TV, Daniel. Jesus, oh my. This is back when the color TVs...
probably like 13 whole inches too.
They were popular, so I don't understand, like, why is that a big deal? Maybe...
Because they were expensive, Dominic.
So, do people still selling black and white TVs like that? I guess they were. Maybe.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. 100% yes. Because, like, yeah. Color TVs back then were expensive, Dominic.
I don't know, Daniel. I mean, I know people had them, but I didn't know you could still buy them. I mean, I'm sure you can buy them, but I still thought color TV was more prominent then.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. Color TV. You can win a color TV, people. That was a big deal, apparently. Well, just winning any TV for me would be a big deal. All right, I always wanted the big screen, and like that was like the big thing that had the big screen, even though the picture looked horrible on that thing. Like if you think about it, but it didn't matter. It was a big giant screen. All right, so that is it. How much does this magazine cost? This costs $385, or was that $395? I
think it's $95.
Okay, $95. Is that the same price that the Game Informer was?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So they're both for like $3,000.
Unless you're in Canada, then it's $495.
Yeah, I always used to like that. Say, yeah, Canada got to pay all this money.
Turns out they get paid more.
But in the UK, got to pay a little bit of money. They $295. All right. So that is it for the flashback segment. So we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we get to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. And now we're going to get to the gaming news. So what we got there?
All right, Dominic. So we talked about it a little bit last week. And as it turns out, the details that had leaked out about the PlayStation Plus revamp, the Spartacus stuff, have come to fruition. PlayStation has announced their plans to split PlayStation Plus into 3 different categories and kind of wrap the PlayStation Now stuff in with it. Officially, what we have now is PlayStation Plus Essential, which will basically provide what we get now for our PlayStation Plus subscription. That'll be $60 a year, $10 a month, or $25 for 3 months. And then you get into the PlayStation Plus Extra category. This provides all the stuff from that, as well as adds a catalog of up to 400 of the most enjoyable PS4 and PS5 games, including blockbuster hits from PlayStation Studios catalog and third-party partners. Games in the extra tier are downloadable for play. That's going to cost $100 a year, $15 a month, or $40 for 3 months. And then you have your PlayStation Plus Premium, which includes all the stuff from those previous, as well as adds up to 340 additional games, including PS3 games available via cloud streaming, a catalog of beloved classic games, including downloadable and streaming variants of PlayStation, PS2, and PSP games, and offers cloud streaming access for original PlayStation, PS2, PSP, and PS4 games offered in the extra and premium tiers in the markets where PlayStation Now is currently available. Customers can stream games using a PS4 or PS5 or a PC, and you will also get time-limited game trials. They will also be included in this tier, so customers can try out select games before they buy.
And
that
they're not cloud though, right? You got to just download on your console.
No, it sounds like, yeah, because they don't really talk about the streaming. That's what I was trying to look up here. Again, I was looking the other day, because based on what I'm reading here, is like there's nothing from PS5 that I can stream.
Yeah,
so
that's what it sounds like.
The way that I can stream like a Halo now to my PC, or, any number of games from Game Pass. Yeah, so that's going to be $120 a year.
Are they using PS5s for the console, like streaming, or is it PS4s?
Yeah. You wonder what hardware was, because even Microsoft, it took a little while before they upgraded to the modern hardware. Yeah, I don't know, man. With the way they're describing this, they didn't even, advise what games yet will be a part of this. It's launching in June, so they have a little ways out. But they did say, stuff like Spider-Man, Miles Morales, God of War, Death Stranding, Mortal Kombat 11, Returnal. So Returnals, and Miles Morales are relatively new games for the PS5 that would be included in this. But it's very much, they've been out there saying, this is not Game Pass. We're not putting our games up there on day one. I had the article here with the quote, and now I can't find it because I maybe closed it or I have it in a different window. There it is. Okay. So, the Sony CEO, what the fuck is his name? Jim Ryan. Sorry. Yeah, Jim Ryan had an interview with GamesIndustry.biz about this news, and to quote him, "We feel like we are in a good, virtuous cycle with the studios where the investment delivers success, which enables yet more investment, which delivers yet more success. We like the cycle, and we think our gamers like that cycle. In terms of putting our games onto the service or any of our services upon their release, as you well know, this is not a road that we've gone down in the past, and it's not a road that we're going down with this new service. We feel that if we were to go down, or we were to do that with the games that we make at PlayStation Studios, that virtuous cycle will be broken. The level of investment that we need to make in our studios would not be possible, and we think the knock-on effect of the quality of the games that we make would not be something that gamers want." So basically saying, if you guys don't buy the games at $70, because you have to consider, again, PlayStation is kind of the one pushing that the hardest. If you do not buy these games at $70, we cannot take that money and reinvest it into the studio to make quadruple A games. Exactly. Microsoft is seemingly somehow able to do that.
Oh, no. So people are going to say those games suck.
I mean, here's the thing. I say somehow able to do that because the reality of it is, as far as big games, since Game Pass has become what it is now, we've gotten Forza. Which, as we know, Forza, great.
Yeah.
Halo, which is a question mark there. And I don't think it's anything related to the money that they put into that game or anything to do with its release on Game Pass, but that game has its issues. You also have smaller games like Psychonauts 2.
Not having multiplayer Not multiplayer. I mean
co-op and
and
Forge and stuff like that.
Yeah. What else happened with Halo? Because all I play is a single player, so.
I mean, that's what I would point at, is them basically releasing what I would classify as an unfinished game.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, it is. I mean, because all Halos had co-op, so.
Yeah. It's just, a step that they weren't able to complete. But I don't think that has anything to do with the Game Pass of it all. I think that's more of they wanted to get it out on a certain timeline, and because of whatever difficulties they had related to COVID or related to development in general, they were just not able to meet.
And they can use the excuse like, hey, get it on Game Pass. You get to play it for free instead of buying it for $60.
Yeah.
Not having co-op.
Yeah. So, I mean, in a way they could, yeah.
I'm just saying that, not that they're saying that, but that is a way. I mean, that's not an excuse, no, but I'm just saying that's a way that they kind of get away with it for that. But yeah, I'm trying to think of another big game that came on Game Pass.
Gears, right? Gears launched on Game Pass.
Didn't I buy that? I didn't buy that game.
I don't remember. Gears 5, did it launch on Game Pass, or I don't remember.
I think I bought it. Actually, okay. I don't know. You know what? I don't know now.
I feel like it was very early on in Game Pass, like being what it is now, like the monolith.
I played it when it first came out, though. So, maybe.
Gears 5.
Well, if Gears was one of them, that's a big game.
Game Pass, and that turned out perfectly fine, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't want to get that point in my life, Daniel, that I don't remember to buy things. I didn't want to get to that.
In general, Dominic, what are you thinking based on these announcements?
I just need to know some specifics, because I mean they could be fine, Daniel. Though I do wish it would be like, hey, if I'm playing a PlayStation 4 game, it's like I'm playing it on a PS5, so the load times are faster.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish the PS5's games would just be streamed too.
Yeah.
But since the Xbox has it where they have PC version of Xbox, they can download games on PC, while I'm going to have to get the hardware. And I'm going to have to get a PS5 to be able to play the PS5 games if they're not going to be streamed. And which kind of, I want to be a point where I can do this on my PS4, and play PS5 games, kind of like I can do with Xbox. Because eventually Xbox, they're going to get more games now, because they're going to get the Bethesda games, like new games that's coming out, and those other studios they have. Now I'm not saying that they need to, because like I said, with PlayStation, I mean, their quality. Not only their quality, but there's more of their consoles out there.
Yeah.
So they can get people to buy it. I mean, we'll see how it is in the future. But right now, I mean, I think it's fine for them not to do that, not to come out first come out. And I don't mind that. Because if there's enough games for me to play, I can wait. Because, I mean, I'm at that age I can wait now.
Right.
It's not a fear of missing out for me. That's not the big deal. I just need to know what games can be streamed. I want to know the specifics. So, and what games can be downloaded on my PS4. So, and that's all I really need to know the specifics. Because if they can get it where the streaming is just like Xbox, and I could just stream almost everything, not everything, but a lot of it, a lot of the games that I want to stream on my PC, that's great. And I wish, hopefully they, at some point, they'll tell us what they're using for their streaming service, like how are they playing from a PS5 or PS4 or whatever. Or I don't even care if they're not playing from no console. They just got some service where it just loads faster or something, man.
yeah, absolutely.
Because the PS3 is not going to play from a console because they can't. Because it can't. It has to be their own thing. So yeah, if they could do something where it just loads faster, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I just need to know what can be streamed, and what has to be downloaded. That's what I need specifics on that. Other than that, I guess it's okay. Price wise, I think it's fine.
Yeah, especially like the discount on the yearly for the top level, I think is significant enough that it would make me consider just going that route.
Yeah, because Xbox doesn't really give you a yearly one.
Which I always didn't like. I mean, it's silly because like I listen to people talk about like, oh yeah, I sign up for Game Pass when I'm going to use it or when I need it. And yeah, that would be much cheaper if I did it that way, but I stupidly don't, because like I never know when I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna want to try this game that's on there. So it's the service to me, I think, is worth it just to have at all times. So it would be kind of nice if they were just willing to give me a $20-$30 discount if I paid in once a year, because I'd be willing to.
Oh, I'm seeing that trailer for that show you were talking about.
Which one's
with Daryl?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Killing it.
Yep.
Oh, but yeah. All right. So yeah, it's really just waiting for specifics, but yeah, just we'll see where it goes from that.
Absolutely. Yeah. On the other hand, there's some rumors out there now that Microsoft is exploring the idea of doing like a family plan style thing for Game Pass, the same way that Nintendo does, where you pay a little more and then you have access for multiple people.
That'll be good.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. So hopefully we hear some news about that. I would imagine that's just a way of them also being able to compete with Sony and just going like, hey, ours is better and cheaper, so keep buying our stuff and not theirs. Or keep buying our stuff in addition to theirs, right? All right, Dominic, we got some other news here. Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, or whatever it ends up being called, has been delayed out of 2022. I don't think it was ever given any serious date outside of, hey, expect it to come out this year. But now it is going to be coming out spring 2023. You know how I feel about that.
Great.
Delay the game as much as you need to make it good.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it sucks, but yeah, what can you do? What can you do?
Yeah.
Daniel.
Also, I feel like when you're talking like what I would expect to be the end of the year for this anyway to spring, it doesn't feel like it's that long a wait. I mean, it was just Christmas like 2 weeks ago, Dominic, it feels like, and now we're into April. So time passes in a way that I do not like anymore.
Yeah.
And it is far too quick.
We're going to that grave, Daniel. That grave is waiting for us.
Just inching closer and closer.
But so what do you think about the rumor that it's going to launch with a new Switch?
See, I was thinking about that because, springtime is about when the original Switch came out. We've talked about this in the past. Like, the Switch hardware very much does not keep up with the software in a way that I am still satisfied with, which is what makes the Steam Deck so tempting, outside of just the fact that it ties in your Steam library. So I feel like, being able to buy things off of Steam and play them on my PC proper or on the Steam Deck, Hey,
can you can you get the Epic Store up there?
You can. I don't know that those games, I think there's been some testing around that. Because you can just install Windows on the Steam Deck, and then you can download, whatever you want. You could even, play the games through Game Pass. Now, I know there's been talk that, Microsoft is willing to work with Steam to get Game Pass on there. And you can also just put out, or just do the do the streaming stuff. You can just go into a browser on the Steam Deck and play games streaming that way. But yeah, you absolutely can. I don't know that the performance is there in the same way that the games that are running natively through the Steam Deck are. I know I've also seen people do workarounds for the Steam Deck with Epic, where you basically install the Epic Store as a Steam item, and then you can run them through there. So I'm not sure. I haven't looked in depth into it, but there are absolutely ways to get some of those games that you have elsewhere.
The Steam Deck, it can run what games? What was the most powerful game it can run?
I mean, it can run basically everything that's out on PC right now. Like, people run Elden Ring perfectly fine on that. You're just not going to run it at high settings at 4K.
And can you stream?
Yeah, I mean,
and you can use that for a stream just like from your PC if you want to, right?
Yeah, you can also do that, like Steam Link stuff.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that thing is definitely tempting in a lot of ways. It seems like a very good device from all the reviews I've read so far. Just maybe not as fully baked right now as some people would want, but as far as like a thing that you'd be willing to tinker with, it sounds like a very good thing. Obviously, emulators run on there well as also. So yeah, it seems like a pretty versatile item.
Hey, where are they wrestling at?
They're in Texas.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where NXT is actually taking, like what stadium or arena they're in. Because they'll be in the Cowboys arena for WrestleMania, but I know they're not there for this. Whatever the closest, basketball arena or something is. Yes, they're in the Alamo. All right. Yeah. So Zelda, that sucks, but it'll be fine. Speaking of getting closer to our graves, though, Dominic. There's one thing that is in its grave, and that is E3 this year, because they're not even going to have a digital event. And shortly thereafter, Jeff Keighley was like, yo, I'm still having a digital event because I'm Jeff Keighley and I run video games now.
Yeah, and I killed E3.
I mean, he basically, he didn't kill E3, but he definitely put the nail in the coffin to make sure they stayed dead. COVID might have killed E3, and then he was like, let's just make sure you stay there. Because yeah, he's already out there advertising in June that Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest.
So maybe this won't be like the best one. Last year was okay. The first time was definitely good because we ain't had nothing else. Right. I mean, it was fine. Last year, when they did like that show before E3, it was just so much. I think that was what we had. Was like, it wasn't a whole lot of new, and it was a lot, but it wasn't a whole lot of things we didn't know on that one. But this year has potential to be his best show, his best showing of the whole summer. Absolutely, and you hope we're back to a point where like games are going to start being able to come out again. We had the COVID year where everybody was like moving home or moving to working from home and trying to get things sorted out as to how you can do that. And then we had, 2021 where we finally found a good spot and things are maybe clearing up a little bit. Not really, but slowing down enough. And now we know it's a hoax. It's all a hoax. Now it's not real. And now it's coming back because people feel that exact way. So hopefully we're getting to a point. I still feel like it's going to be at least another year before things ramp back up fully. I mean, that's how it is with a lot of industries. It seems like right now, you can't buy a car. You can't find stuff at the grocery store still because of this, We thought initially like, oh yeah, we'll get past COVID in 2020 and things will be fine. And nope, still seeing the long tail on all of that stuff, unfortunately. So yeah, that's kind of what I saw in the news this week, Dominic. Did you see anything else that interested you? Did I see anything else, Dan? I saw a lot, Dan. Did you? But I'm not going to say. I missed so much. Nah, I'm good. Yeah, I didn't put it up here, but apparently the Hyper Light Drifter sequel has been announced. Hyper Light Breaker. That's going to be like a 3D version with co-op. Yeah, there's just like an animated trailer out right now that looks nice, but it doesn't really give you much as far as what the game's going to be. So just throw that in there, I guess. So we got new month PlayStation Plus games. We've got Hood Outlaws and Legends, Slay the Spire, and SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom,
rehydrated edition. So if you got your PlayStation Plus Essential level, you can
Hood
check
Outlaws
that
and
out.
Legends. I remember we talked about that, and I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, that's like the online. I'm trying to steal your gold. You're trying to steal my gold. Competitive stealth action Robin Hood game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Slay the Spire. I've heard very good things about. I think it's a card-based game.
Did I play that? I feel like I played that.
Think. Yeah, I think you might have because it was on Game Pass. I think it is on Game Pass currently. Yeah, and then SpongeBob. It's SpongeBob game. One that people seem to actually like from back in the day, but also it's still a SpongeBob game from like GameCube era, I think. And then for Xbox games for gold,
I get it. Bikini Bottom.
What's that?
I didn't realize that. Like bikini, like the bottom of a bikini.
Like the bottom.
Yeah.
I love that realization. All right. Xbox games for gold. We've got another site. That's a platforming game set in like a steampunk world, it seems like. Then you have Hue, which is another side-scrolling action game. Kind of reminds me of like Inside, but also you're messing around with color stuff, hence the name. You got Outpost Kaloki X.
What the hell
Not
is
sure
that?
what that one is.
Is that an Xbox One game or Xbox 360?
I think it's a 360 game, but let me check here. It is an Xbox arcade game, and it is... Oh, it looks like you're building a spaceship.
Yeah, you talking about...
So like a management sim.
Damn, they're a past digging in the bottom of the barrel. They have dug under the damn dumpster and shit.
We're going to start getting those games that we talk about by accident.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is one of those self-published games. We're going to start getting those. Yeah, it's rough. And then MX versus ATV.
Giving us those what was those those real indie ones like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the ones that you put up there by yourself.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what you thought. Okay, yeah.
That's what we're gonna start getting soon. They're like, what do you want from us? We put them all on Game Pass. Don't worry, Dominic. That's what's going to happen with PlayStation also.
I mean, here's the thing. Even though they put it on Game Pass, they still can put it up there because if you don't have Game Pass...
They could, but the people that are paying for Game Pass are going to complain about it. Myself
I'll
included.
Be angry.
Exactly. Like, wait, I got paid to play this?
I played the Xbox game for gold.
Although yeah, exactly. The nice thing, though, is like the 360 games at least were ones that they gave you and you had even if you canceled your subscription. Yeah, exactly. So there is an advantage there over Game Pass. But yeah, so that MX versus ATV, that's one of those ATV games. So
this is the value at $74.96. That's like if nothing was on sale and
exactly. If this was the day everything released.
Yeah.
10 years ago. Yeah.
Another
their
site,
numbers
though.
I
don't even know that game.
Which one?
Another Site? That's what it's called?
Yeah, that's the first time I'd seen that game, too. It seems
I've seen Hue before.
Interesting. Like, I was excited when I first kind of saw it, and then I was like, maybe this isn't the platformer that I was looking for. But it could be okay. I might heavy on the mic, give it a try.
I still gotta play the Yield. What is it called? Yield something that came up.
Oh, Never Yield.
Never Yield. Yeah. Because it's not on PC. I was hoping I can get on PC and just stream it, but I gotta hook my streaming. I still haven't hooked it up so I can put my consoles through my streaming thing.
Gotcha. Capture stuff. Gotcha. All right, Dominic. So that's what we got for news, and
I might just play and just don't stream it, man. Shit, fuck it. I don't even feel like hooking that shit up.
Yeah, it's a lot to like disconnect and reconnect that stuff. You gotta get like a switch and whatnot, but then that introduces lag and costs money. So, yeah. All right, Dominic, we got new releases this week. And by new releases, I mean, some of these are new releases. We got WRC World Rally Challenge 10 for the Nintendo Switch.
10.
So, yeah, 10.
We were talking about WRC something last week. I forgot what number it was. It was like in the past. Someone.
It was like 2.
Yeah. It was. It was like 3 or 2. Yeah, I think it was one of the early ones.
Yep. Yeah. We also have the Death Stranding Director's Cut having released
You know what, Daniel?
on PC
if I can
now.
get this game, if I want to know how it runs my PC, if it could run, because now Ghostwire Tokyo, when I first did it, and also Samurai Warrior 3, which I'm surprised about that, they were not running well at all. And I was like, first of all, Samurai Warrior 3, I was like, this game doesn't even look that powerful.
Hold on, Dominic.
Okay.
Because you definitely confused me when you first started talking about it, and now I realize why, because Shadow Warrior 3.
Oh, I said Samurai Warrior. Okay.
Yeah, because the first time you said it, I was like, is this like one of the Dynasty Warriors game? And then you started talking about it. I was like, oh, no, it's that. And then I didn't realize that that's what you had said.
Oh, so Shadow Warrior. Okay.
Shadow Warrior 3.
Yeah, well, Shadow Warrior 3, but then I had to update my NVIDIA card, and then it started running better.
Oh,
Though
wow. Okay.
Ghostwire Tokyo, I don't know what happened. I don't know. Maybe something was going on in my background on my computer, because one time it did slow down again, but then when I played it again, it was fine. Maybe, I don't know, it was some leak or something like that. Like it just, if I played for too long, it'd do it, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I wonder if Death Stranding, I hope it runs okay. I kind of want to just play it just before I can say it sucks. I can legitimately say that this is a bad game. Because I do not understand how people like this and why they think this is so great. I don't see it. So I have to play it. I got to play this to see that. Just like I did with Dark Souls and them. When I realized, this game ain't good. I don't like this game at all. I don't know why y'all like this game. Yeah,
it's been especially interesting with Death Stranding too, because like Dan Reichert, who used to be with Giant Bomb, when that game first came out, he's like a huge Kojima and Metal Gear Solid fan, and he was like, yeah, this game sucks. And then the director's cut came out, and he's actually like turned around on it a lot.
Yeah,
so
I heard other people say that too, and I was like, wait a minute, what did it suck? Are you still walking around just carrying shit? It's like, what's the difference?
Walking around carrying shit, but slightly faster now.
Do I have to listen to the story? Because sometimes I was looking at those cutscenes in the on YouTube, and I was like, dude, like, I don't get what the fuck is going on. And
yeah, it definitely seems like Kojima.
Yeah,
he's not he's unleashed now, Dominic. You're getting pure uncut Kojima. All right, so we also have Moss Book 2 out this week for the PS4.
What?
That's the little mouse game. Yep.
Moss Book 2 is out.
Yeah,
and
they snuck that one out there
because I feel like
we
the
didn't
VR
really
for
hear
PS4,
about that.
right?
Yep.
So, they still get it exclusive until it comes out on Oculus.
Yeah, I was surprised by that to see that it was just coming out on PS4 right now. But is that made by like a PlayStation studio?
It made about I don't know.
Polyarch. I guess not. But yeah, and then we got Weird West, as you talked about earlier. That's out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and is on Game Pass. So if that sounded like it interests you, then maybe check it out. And yeah, that's it for the week. Dominic, you got anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. Thank you guys as always for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at DStallworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Superpod, SUPAPOD. Superpod.com is the website. You can check us out there, as all of our podcasts, as well as links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this here podcast. Got gameplay stuff behind us talking. And, of course, all the other places you can find podcasts, including iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later.
All right, see ya.